All right, folks, so we've got Philp Blom here on the show. Now, we've just recorded about a 35-minute podcast interview. Now, this guy is, his Instagram profile says he's the world's youngest profitable Forex trader. We're going to see what he's got in store for us here. You can definitely tell from the answers he's been given that this isn't some sort of fallacy. This guy is quite phenomenal at the age of just 15. So, look, Philip, over to you. You're going to walk us through a price chart. Show us what you got.
Yeah, so here we have just an example as USDCAD. So I'm just going to show the process of how I trade. So let's start from the daily chart. So on the daily, or we can even go to the weekly chart, I try to identify my area, my key levels, meaning areas of supply and demand, really, or support or resistance, depending on what it is. So on the weekly time frame, I can identify that are valid, that are not too far away. Is that we have this major area of supply right here, and it didn't. And as you can see in the past, when price touched this level right here, we had a huge sell-off. Now, recently we had a bull run on USDCAD touching this area of supply, and we had a huge, rejection as well. Now, let's take it down to the 4-hour, as the daily is nothing too clear on the daily. So what I would normally do is identify my trends and support and resistance areas. So as you can see here, we have a respected trend, respected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, yeah, on and on. So it's a valid trend, and we have these sort of areas of support and resistance right here. So this is a area of resistance being touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, several times, meaning that it is a valid strong level. Now on the underside, we have this kind of key level, because it was acting on the 1-hour. It was acting as a kind of support right here, support wicked, support broke through, retested several of times, making it a valid resistance, and then broke through again. So this, I wouldn't call this neither a support or resistance area. I would just call it a key level, right? So now I'm going to go through why I took a trade right here. So as you can all see, we broke this major downtrend to the upside, made a retest back to not only this key level, but what I call golden zone, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. The 50 to 61.8% fib level. This is what I call my golden zone. I usually want to have my entries at the 61. But, depending on if price is showing rejection on the 50, I will also enter. So you draw your fib from the lowest low, including the wick, to the highest high, or the most recent high. So I was definitely looking for buys at this area. I did take a buy just right here. So on the 4-hour, we can identify we broke the bearish trend to the upside and made a retest back to our golden zone and this key level. Now it's fair to say that we're finished on the 4-hour time frame. So let's take it down to the 1-hourly. So on the 1-hourly, we can see price was making lower highs. And this was not just, this in my opinion wasn't the ideal area to enter, just because we didn't have a clear trend yet. This right here wasn't wasn't made yet right here. So when price, rejected off this key level right here and started making movement to the upside, I was sure that we were creating a nice little bullish trend. Now, I don't only use my fibs on the higher time frames because of this right here. So we see that we are clearly respecting this key level right here, and we had the very high impact news on oil. Oil dropped to negative a couple of days ago.
Yep.
So of course, oil. The Canadian dollar is correlating with oil. Therefore, I was only bullish at this point on the technical and the fundamental side of things. So what do I do to find my entry just around here? I pull out my fib level and I mark out where my 61.8% fib is, which would be right here. Let's draw that as golden. So boom, this is where I would find my entries. We have the double confirmations with the fib levels on two different time frames, and then we had the fundamentals coming in, dumping oil, which the Canadian dollar obviously will correlate with that. So we find our entry and we write it to our fib take profit levels, which is just around here. And our stop loss, we usually want to have our stop loss depending if there's any wicks below. So if you're a little bit of a swing trader, you would probably put your stop loss here at 60 pips below this recent low. But I had this trend already forming out, and we have these fib levels. So I was sure price wasn't going to break this area on just beneath these little wicks right here. So that was a pretty solid risk-reward ratio of 1-4 right here, having our profit targets at different points. So just right here, and then just right here. Take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3.
And how do you split those up?
Either way, there's two ways to do it. So either you take 3 positions on this trade. So if you calculate that 5% on your account will give you a 1 lot size trade, and you have 3 take profit areas, you will enter each trade with a 0.33 lot sizes.
Okay.
And have the take profits at each on each of these areas. Or you can have 1 position on this whole thing, but then you'll have to close out partial profits manually.
Yeah.
Which you can do in the MetaTrader app.
And do you move your stop to break even at any point?
Yeah. So, example here. We made this higher high. We saw some rejections right here. I always say this also, that we do want to give the markets room to actually move and to complete its direction. So we saw this little pullback right here. We could say that price was retesting this previous high. So we had a super small retest, but then we had a continuation of the upside. Therefore, I would put my take profit just under these wicks right here.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. Or at my stop loss. Just under.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so look, that's superb. Really well done. For somebody at the age of 15, this is phenomenal stuff. Look, before we wrap up, what's the best way for the guys watching to get hold of you?
On Instagram, my username is this right here. Real King Forex. That's my name on Instagram.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, look, head over there after this. You can also click the link below the video if you're on YouTube, or there should be an audio player on this site, or another YouTube video that you can watch where you're going to get the full interview that we've just recorded with Philip. It's fantastic stuff.